Here we go. Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy, Simeon Russell. A lot of NBA news, a lot of New York Knicks news. The Knicks signed Mario Hezonja. LBJ to the Lakers. Let's rock, man. Let's rock. What's poppin', family? I'm glad to be back in the studio, for sure. It's been a while since I've been here. I was on travel for a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? But I'm back, and we about to go ahead and get this popping. A lot of things happen with the New York Knicks. A lot of things happening in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of things going on. Good things though. Good things for the Knicks. I love what the Knicks are doing. I love what the Knicks are doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We're making a lot of good moves. We're making a lot of smart decisions. I just love the direction of the team, man. Appreciate it, Ed. Appreciate it. This is my style. This is my steez. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. But I know, we want to get right to it. You guys don't want to hear a whole story about me being away in a haunted house and all kinds of stuff like that. You guys know. You was there with me. You know what I'm saying? You was there with me. So let's get right to the chase because, look, I had my lineup set. You could probably see from my headings up here, I had NBA free agency, Knicks free agent news, Mario Hezonja. Then all of a sudden, boom, the news pops that the Knicks and Mario Hezonja strike a deal. So we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about Mario first, and then we'll get to everything else in the NBA. And of course, we know the big news. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get to Mario because that's our news. That's our news. You know what I mean? So the Knicks, as you well know by now, they signed Mario Hezonja, and I hope I'm saying the brother's name right, to a $6.5 million deal for 1 year. Very good move, in my opinion. I'm saying I think it's a good move. You know what I mean? Mario is a small forward. Although we drafted a small forward, we drafted a guy. Listen, we talk about playing positionless basketball. It allows us to continue to play or to continue moving towards playing positionless basketball. Right? So you see Mario Hezonja, forward, 6'8", 218 pounds. Born February 25th, 1995. It's a young guy. Fits right in with the group. Drafted in 2015, same year as KP. First round, 5th pick by Orlando. So right now, the New York Knicks have Mario Hezonja. They have Kristaps Porzingis. They have Emmanuel Mudiay, all from that 2015 draft. Top 5 picks or top 6 picks, whatever it is. From that 2015 draft. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how it works out for the Knicks. But I really do like the signing. I really do. I love the signing because Kevin Knox has the kind of size where he can play some power forward. Maybe he's not strong enough to play it in the NBA right now, but I don't know. Kid might be able to play some power forward. You can actually have a lineup where you got Frank on the floor, you got Tim Hardaway on the floor, you got Mario on the floor, you got Knox on the floor. Right, and then right now, Enes Kanter on the floor. That could be our starting lineup, starting this season. Could be, you know what I mean. So, Mario could be. Maybe he's in for a breakout year. I don't know. But this is a very good signing for the New York Knicks. Very good signing. I think that, I'm hoping that it'll be successful. We knew that we were going to need some help scoring. You heard Stephen A. Smith ask Steve Mills, Where does the point production come from? Where are we going to score? Well, we got some answers for you, Steven. You know, because Mario may be able to light it up for us. I think he'd be able to spread the floor. He's athletic. He can get to the well. He's going to play right along with the young guys. And you know what? This is going to keep KP happy too. I'm sure KP is excited about this signing. You know what I mean? Excited about this signing. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see what the group looks like on the floor. You know what I mean? It was a fairly quick signing by the Knicks. Fairly quick. It looks like they knew, they kind of knew who they wanted to go after. And Hezonja, based on maybe some pictures that I've seen, you've seen, we all have seen, just may be a Knicks fan. I think I said it before in an earlier, in an earlier show. A lot of European players have an affinity for New York because New York is an international city. It's an international city. You know what I mean? New York is, like Paris and Rome and things like that. That's what New York is. And so people see New York and they're like, international players see New York and they're like, I want to be there, right? They want to be in New York. Why? It's an international city. You have all creeds, races, colors, religions here in New York. They can find their people in New York. You know what I mean? So, good move. Very good move by the New York Knicks. I love it. I really do love it. And I'm hoping that it's going to be successful. And it's funny, man, because I was preparing for the show and my cover page just said the Knicks. First it said the Knicks and Mario Hezonja have mutual interest. Then it changed to the Knicks offer him a 1-year deal. And then it changed to the Knicks lose out on Mario Hezonja because Woj, when he dropped the bomb, he said that the Portland Trailblazers signed him. And I was like, whoa, that came out of, I don't know if it came out of nowhere, but I was like, man, that was quick. We had the kid, thought we maybe had the kid, and then boom, it was gone. And then he corrected it and said that he signed with the Knicks. So then I had to come back and change my cover page again, but it's all good. It's all good. That's what free agency is about. A lot of twists, a lot of turns in free agency. You know what I'm saying? And look, we're going to get back to talking about Mario Hezonja a little bit later. Of course, we want to introduce we want to introduce ourselves with Mario, but we're going to get back and talk about Mario a little bit later. But right now, let's talk about what's going on in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. And I know it's a Knicks channel, and everybody wants to talk about just the Knicks, but you can't talk about the Knicks without talking about the NBA. So, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the NBA right now. First things first, you all get it. You all know it. You all heard it already. LeBron James has signed a 4-year, $157 million, I think it is, deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. Magic Johnson. Who was it? I think it was CP the artist said he thinks Magic is going to pull something off. Well, the first leg is down, right? Magic Johnson, man. That smile, the charisma. Magic Johnson knows he's got it. He's got that kind of charisma to bring people in. But now, LeBron James. Well, first of all, let me say this. I'm very happy. I am pleased that it is a 4-year, $157 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. And why is that? The reason is because now, maybe we can stop New York Knicks fans, Stephen A. Smith, all the pundits can stop talking about LeBron to New York. It's done. It's gone. LeBron is 33 years old. He signed a 4-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. By the time that this deal is done, LeBron will be 37 years old. I'm not going to say that he's done. He may still be good, but he will not be coming to the New York Knicks. Okay? He will not be coming to the New York Knicks. So let's leave that there. Let's be done with it. We're done. LeBron James, we can forget about that. We can put that behind us. Put it behind us. You know what I'm saying? Put it behind us. Let him be there in LA. Listen. And Emmanuel, I see you say don't give so much credit to Magic. And I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because I find it pretty far-fetched for me I cannot see that LeBron James went to LA because he thought he had the best chance of winning a championship there. You know what I mean? No, I don't think so. I think he went to LA. I think he went to LA because it's about quality of life for him now. Melrose, definitely, man. Jen, big shout out to you, Jen. Thank you for joining your man on the show and checking us out. Peace to you and your family. Stay with it. Stay good. Keep her watching. Let her learn about the New York Knicks a little bit if she doesn't already know. I don't know. She might know more than you, Melrose. Happens. But anyway, back to LeBron. I think it's about quality of life for him. His children go to school in LA, or his son or whatever goes to school in LA. He's got a house in LA. Of course, business deals, that can happen on the West Coast. Yeah, he can do business deals everywhere. But I do not think it's purely basketball for him to go to LA right now. If it was purely basketball, purely winning a championship, unless he just wants that as part of his legacy, that he brought the Los Angeles Lakers back. But, when you talk about the Houston Rockets and, we talk about the Houston Rockets, Chris Paul signed a mega deal with the Houston Rockets. Big deal with the Houston Rockets. But when you talk about the Houston Rockets, the Golden State Warriors, still not sure, OKC may still be the same OKC that we saw last season. The San Antonio Spurs, if they're able to do something, they're usually good. That's a tough task for him. You know what I mean? Tough task for him, basketball-wise. So Lance Stevenson joined the Lakers as well. Hey, that's a funny pairing, but you know what? All in the competition, Lance Stevenson, LeBron, they had their differences. Kobe and Ron Artest had their differences. But once they got on the same squad, they did what they did. You know what I mean? We'll see how that works out. But I don't know. You would have thought maybe he would have tried something different, but it was quick. I think he had his mind made up. And so now he's there, and he's got a little bit of pressure on him too. We'll see how he responds to that. It's got some pressure on him. Look, they got it. You got Lonzo Ball, you got Brandon Ingram. They got some young squad. They got a young squad, a nice squad. You got Kyle Kuzma. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. You know what I mean? But now, you gotta live up. You gotta live up to Kobe and Shaq. You gotta live up to Magic and Kareem. Does he want it, and can he do it? Obviously, he wants it. He's there. But can he do it? It's going to be interesting. The NBA season is already interesting. Already interesting. So let's take a look at what's happened so far. We can't forget about Paul George, right? Paul George deciding to stay with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Listen, I thought Paul George was out. Not going to lie. I thought he was out. I think that $46 million was too much for him to pass up, though. For Paul George, if he would have opted out of that OKC deal and signed with the Lakers or whoever else, he would have only been able to sign for 4 years. Of course, with OKC, he would have been able to sign for 5 years. And the difference in that year was like $46 million. It's a lot of money to pass up. A lot of money to pass up. So he's staying. You know what I'm saying? He's staying. He's staying in OKC, and we'll see how that works out. OKC, Paul George, Melo, and Russ Westbrook. We'll see how that works out again this year. You know what I'm saying? Because last year it didn't work out too well. You know what I mean? Didn't work out too well. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's happened so far in the NBA as far as free agency is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Who's off the board? And then I'm going to open up the lines. So we're going to take a look at this, then we're going to open up the lines a little bit. All right. Free agency tracker. Carmelo Anthony opts in. We knew that. We knew that was happening. All right. Trevor Ariza goes to the Suns. That surprised me. That really did. He's been with the Rockets for a while. I thought that he would try to... I thought he'd want to stay with the Rockets and try to... try to make it to the championship. Try to make it... I mean, they were within a game in the NBA Finals. So that really did surprise me. He pulled a stunner. Darrell Arthur exercises his option with the Denver Nuggets. Ron Baker exercises his option with the New York Knicks. We know that. Will Barton is staying in Denver. Aaron Baines is going to stay with the Celtics. Bellinelli is reuniting with the San Antonio Spurs. Davis Bertans, and we don't know who that is. I really don't know who he is, but he gets a qualifying offer from the San Antonio Spurs. Nemanja he received a qualifying offer from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trevor Booker, he has reporters, and then the Knicks are among suitors for Trevor Booker. Well, I don't know about now. They were interested. I don't know about now. Let's see who else we got here. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is going back to L.A. Clint Capella is going to meet with the Lakers. Now that gets even more interesting. Because listen, some free agents have said they'd be willing to sign the veterans minimum if LeBron goes to LA. So Clint Capella. Now, does this? I don't know what their cap space is like. The Lakers, if they even have room now to sign Clint Capella, but it could be interesting, and the Lakers could be trying to make that move to get back up on top, man. Omri Caspi is heading to Memphis. Wilson Chandler opts in. I would have thought that maybe Wilson Chandler would have looked to see maybe what the Rockets would be offering now that Trevor Ariza left. But, Nick Collison retires after 15th season. DeMarcus Cousins. The Lakers could also target DeMarcus Cousins. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got to see what happens. I don't know. I need to look at their cap space, see what they got available. Jamal Crawford, we knew about. We talked about it before. Has interest in the Warriors. Ed Davis is headed to the Nets. Dwayne Dedman exercises his option with the Atlanta Hawks. KD is going to sign a 2-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. I think there's an opt-out after one deal, which would make him a free agent next year in 2019. It's going to be a crazy free agent. Free agency is going to be nuts in 2019. And the Knicks are going to be in the middle of it. They plan to be in the middle of it. Okay, the Lakers waive Ennis Taylor. Dante Exum gets a qualifying offer from the Utah Jazz. Derek Favors and the Jazz are going to meet. Yogi Ferrell, the Mavs, extend a qualifying offer. Brent Forbes. The Spurs give a qualifying offer to Brent Forbes. Rudy Gay is going to return to the San Antonio Spurs. Paul George, as we mentioned earlier, is going to stay in OKC. Okay. Jonathan Gibson is an unrestricted free agent. Aaron Gordon gets a qualifying offer from the Orlando Magic. See what happens there. There were reports that some other teams were ready to throw some money at him. We'll see where that goes. All right. Let's see. Jeremiah Grant is going to stay in OKC. Danny Green is opting in with San Antonio Spurs. Gerald Green is going to stay in Houston. Let's see who else. Joe Harris is going to stay with the Nets. Udonis Haslem is open to playing overseas. That surprises me. You know, he's a Miami guy. He has played in Miami his whole career. You would think that Pat Riley would honor that, but who knows how that goes. Of course, we know Hezonja is coming to the Knicks. Great pickup for the New York Knicks. All right, Hood gets a qualifying offer. Rodney Hood gets a qualifying offer from the Cleveland Cavaliers. See what the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to do now. You know, word out is that Dan Gilbert was kind of excited for LeBron to leave so that he can get his team back, restart and build from scratch. Ilyasova is going to return to the Bucks. The Knicks had some interest in Ilyasova. He's going to return to the Bucks. Aaron Jackson, Rockets pick up Jackson's option. LeBron James, as we know, is headed to the Los Angeles Lakers. 4-year, $157 million. Amir Johnson, the Knicks have reached out to Amir Johnson. We'll see how that goes now that they've signed Mario. So we'll see how that goes now. You know, they still have, they did not, the Knicks had $8.4 million to use in their annual exception. So they can use, they still have about $2 million that they can use. They may use it on Mitchell Robinson though. Okay, but then they still have another exception for $3.5 million. So the Knicks still have some things that they can do. All right, Wesley Johnson exercises his options with the Los Angeles Clippers. Jokic and the Nuggets are eyeing a deal. DeAndre Jordan signed with, reaches a deal with the Mavs, and he wanted to go back home to Dallas years ago. They cornered him in a room, sat him in a chair, made him go back to Los Angeles, Clippers, and now look. You know, he should have just went with his first instinct. He should have just did it. That's what he wanted to do. He should have just went with it. But I'm glad for him. I'm happy that he's back where he originally wanted to be. So I'm glad for DeAndre Jordan. He's back where he really wanted to be. Cantor opts in, as we knew. We knew it was going to happen. Corey Joseph exercises his option with the Indiana Pacers. Cornette, the Knicks and Cornette, we'll get to that in a minute, reached the deal. Kostas Koufos exercises his option with the Sacramento Kings. Let's see. I don't want to keep going through word by word. You all can. Patrick McCall. The Warriors tendered an offer to Patrick McCall. You know, and you guys can go on NBA.com and read this line by line. They'll keep it updated for us. All right, they'll keep it updated. Kyle O'Quinn, of course, is opted out of his New York Knicks contract. And obviously, clearly, the Knicks are not going to re-sign Kyle O'Quinn. I like Kyle O'Quinn, but he's gone. Is there going to be a replacement? We'll talk about it. Jeff Santos, thank you for the super chat. You said LA has to stretch Deng to sign Capella or Boogie. Check out your Facebook group, Knicks State of Mind. I got you, bro. I got you. I'm always in there, Jeff. For sure. Check it out. Check out Knicks State of Mind. I'm in there. Go to Knicks State of Mind. Check it out. If you're on Facebook, you enjoy the group. Chris Paul resigns for 4 years and however many, he's making like $40 million a year or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But there we go. You guys can check this out. Julius Randle gets a qualifying offer from the Los Angeles Lakers. Austin Rivers exercises his option prior to the trade. He was traded to the Washington Wizards. I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. Uh, it should be. I think that could be good for the Wizards. Derrick Rose. Wow, Derrick Rose, man. What a fall from grace. I hate to say it, but what a fall from grace from Derrick Rose. He reaches a deal for like $2 million with the Minnesota Timberwolves, but what a fall. It's tough. And listen, it's not totally his fault. It's his knees, But geez, Derrick Rose was that dude at one time. He was really that dude. Iman Shumpert exercises his option with the Sacramento Kings. Lance Stevenson, as we know, is signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's going to be interesting. There we go. And Thaddeus Young opts into his contract with the Indiana Pacers. So some very interesting things going on in the NBA as far as free agency is concerned. And it's exciting. It's exciting every year. It's exciting every year. Players, players change teams every year, and it really does make the NBA that much more exciting. I think it makes the NBA that much more exciting. You know what I mean? I think it makes the NBA that much more exciting. Although I do like to see players hang with their teams, sit with their teams, chill with their teams for a while. I really thought that LeBron would maybe stay in Cleveland, but the relationship between him and Dan Gilbert must not be good. Must not be good at all. You know what I mean? So we'll see what's up. Hey, if you're there, if you're ready, give me a call. Let's talk. I want to see what you think about the current happenings in the NBA and NBA free agency. And I'm sure as we're online, some things will definitely pop off while we're online. So give me a call. Let's talk. Let's see what's happening. Let's talk about the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the New York Knicks. We got a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? And the Knicks are in the right direction. The Knicks are moving. We have a plan. We have a plan. And we're moving towards being successful in that plan. And you got to love it. You really do. You really have to love what's happening with the New York Knicks right now. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time since we could be this excited. Very long time since we could be this excited. You know what I mean? Long time. So, on the line, I got my man, Ron Martinez. What's popping, bro?
What's up, Simeon?
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Shout out to the chat.
Definitely. So, tell me, man, how you feeling about the Knicks signing?
Well, I live in Orlando, so I see him. I get to see him a lot more than everybody else. So, okay. I think that's a good pickup. Very good pickup.
Yeah, I think it's a very good pickup. Listen, the kid might be on his way to breaking out.
Yeah, he's young. He's 23. He can shoot the three. He can pass. I mean, and for what and the 1 year deal. I mean, what do you got to lose?
Exactly. What he got to lose. And if he works out,
bring
him
back.
I'm saying? You have some money in 2019, you bring him back. And I think he wants to be in New York.
Exactly.
I think he wants to be a Knick. I know you guys have probably seen, some old it's an old picture, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. Of him wearing, a Knicks hoodie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
He said something about start spreading the news.
Yeah. Right.
I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you want guys who want to be here.
Exactly. You want guys that want to be in New York. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
So just looking at it. Okay. Well, so now that we signed Hezonja, look, we don't have a lot of money, but
right.
Realistically, without a lot of money, this is probably the best that you could do with the money that we had. Because you get a young player that could be budding, right, and could be on the verge of having a breakout season.
Right.
So you bring in someone who's going to be productive, and is still young and fits with your timeline. I think this is the best that we could have done.
Right. Right.
with the amount of money that we had.
Right.
You know what I mean? So where do we go now with the rest of the money? We don't have a lot left, right? We don't have a lot left. We had, we had an $8.4 million exception, and now a $3 million exception that we can use. Where do we go with the rest of that money?
Well, knowing how Steve Mills is, I think he's been having that poker face in a lot of these interviews. So I know he's got to be up to something. If not for this year, plans for next year. Because as you can see, they're not trying to take on any big contracts because they're trying to leave. Because if you think about it right now, the Lakers are us right now this year. But what we're trying to do next year, the Lakers are doing that this year.
This year, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, right. So they're like a year ahead of what we're trying to do. And you already know for the NBA, if you can get the Knicks and the Lakers back on track, that's big for the NBA because cause anything got the big markets, the Lakers, Boston, New York, that's like, not to say the Lakers, the NBA is not making money, but whenever you got those big markets, and the NBA is back, so the Lakers are trying to make a comeback. We're trying to make a comeback. So, but this year, I mean, all I care about is that they bring. All I want is just just get 1 year deals. Whoever wants to come on the team, we don't care if it's a veteran, 1 year deals or expiring deals. That's all I care about because you don't want to mess with 2019, And one reason for that is because look what happened. Poor George. That's key. Goes to show you. OKC, they took a gamble of trading for Paul George. That was a rental, and the Lakers could have traded for him, but they didn't. And look what happened. If you listen to the media, it was almost like you said at the beginning of the show, almost everybody had him guaranteed going to the Lakers. That he was headed out west.
Right.
And look, whatever happened in OKC, whether if it was management, whether it was Carmelo, whether if it was Russell Westbrook or the money, whatever it is, it changed his mind to say, I'm staying. He could have easily walked out the door, hey, guys, I appreciate it, but I want to go back home. And he didn't. So right now, the attention right now is probably Kawhi, which is going to be a little harder. So I think it's more doable for them to go get Boogie Cousins. But the Knicks are almost in the same situation because I think we talked about it in a couple of your shows that the Lakers also didn't want to give up their youth. They want to hold on to the young pieces. The Knicks are in the same situation. But what do you do when that caliber of player comes knocking on your door? And I sent something to your email and to your Twitter account. A couple of weeks ago, there was an interview with Kyrie Irving on the Bill Simmons show. And it was a very interesting interview because when Bill Simmons says about, they start talking about all-season moves at the end of the NBA Finals, Kyrie automatically stopped him right there and said, no, the all-season starts at All-Star break. So what? And when he asked him, Kyrie Irving, he's like, wait a minute, you guys text each other? He's like, redirect. Like, he didn't want to comment on how these guys communicate with each other during the basketball season, not at the end of the finals, at All-Star break, because they're all there.
Right. Right.
So remember I was telling you about Kyrie Irving. He gave a list of teams. He didn't get to go to none of them. Minnesota was one of them. Miami was one of them. San Antonio. So if the Knicks don't make a trade for Kyrie Irving, there's no guarantee he's coming next year. Because what happens is Boston trades him and he likes where he stays, where they send him to. He's like, no, I kind of like it here. I'm staying here. Right. But what if through the back channels, Steve Mills gets a win that Kyrie Irving said, listen, if you guys bring me to New York, I can get you KD or I can get you Anthony Davis. Then what do you do?
Yeah. Because what do you do? What do you do? But I mean, I think, but I think that's, like when you look at Boston, that's the reason why you collect assets. So that when that opportunity presents itself, you have the ability to make some moves, and then you can, you can find a way to keep your players, keep some of your assets. You can find a way to move and do some things if necessary. But you stay on a plan to build, and then if something happens, then maybe you can,
make that move.
Maybe you can make some moves. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that makes sense because that's why Danny Ainge started picking up all these draft picks with all these deals because they're like, man, this guy he picked up so many draft picks along the way that he could start shifting players because at the end of the day the job of the GM is to improve your team every year. Now there's no guarantee, but your job is to improve every year, and I'm pretty sure Magic Johnson he's not done. I mean, this probably. I mean, to tell the truth, it may be if they don't get another big player in LA, this may be the one of the least amount of pressure that LeBron has had, because if he's there by himself, I don't think no one's expecting him to be Golden State or
Right.
Houston. But once they bring that second dude, the pressure, the fire is going to be turned on, because over there they play for titles. They're not playing for no division. They're not playing for no conference title. They're playing for championships. I mean, that's LA. They play for those. Over there is about hanging banners. The same thing with Boston.
Right.
So you're right. Like I said, the pressure. Of course, we don't have that tradition in New York, but New York is a different kind of pressure. But over there, once you get that second player, it's championship or bust. I mean, that's just how it is.
It's on and popping.
It's on.
Hey, Ron, man, thank you for the call.
Yeah,
I know there's gonna be some people that want to get in and say some things tonight, so I'm gonna try to keep it moving forward.
All right, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you for and just to let you know, I did see that. I just didn't get a chance to fully read it because I was, I think I seen what you sent me today. I was in the middle of a fundraiser and doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna check it out though.
All right, brother.
All right, man. All right, peace.
All right, take care. All right, peace.
Yeah, a lot of things happening. So I took a look. I took a look at the taking a look right now. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, and this is the Los Angeles. The Lakers, they can make some moves, and so yeah. Now that I see this, why LeBron James is signing there. They have the Lakers, their team payroll for 2019-2020 without LeBron James is $36 million. Okay, so with LeBron James, that means with LeBron James, whatever his 4 years, $157 million, whatever that breaks down to almost $40 million a year. It goes up to about $76 million. They still got some money to go. They still got some room to play. They still have room to sign another player or trade for another player or whatever it is that they need to do. They have room to do it. They have room to do it. And listen, LeBron James is calculating. He is smart. LeBron James is not. He's not going somewhere without knowing the possibilities, without having spoke with some players to say, what do you think about joining me here and doing this, blah, 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 blah. So we'll see where the chips fall. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lakers have some room. They have some room. Yeah. So I got on the line with me, Knicks Knack. What's poppin'? Knicks Knack. You're a first time caller. Haven't heard you before.
Yes. Hi. And I'm a lady.
Oh, Knicks Knack. Oh, you're a lady. We're glad to have you. Listen, it's great to have you because we get a lot of testosterone on the line. You're the first lady caller to ever call in.
Oh,
So
I
thank
feel
you.
honored. But I know there are lady fans out there. It's just, we don't hear for them as much. But thank you.
Yeah. So we definitely appreciate you on the line.
I'm also a Nas fan too.
Oh, that's even better. That makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah, you have the
please.
best album right behind you. So
There we go. So please call in more often because I love Nas fans and Knicks fans.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I'm a Knicks fan, but I live in Los Angeles, and
Okay.
now that LeBron's here, it's like, we finally got rid of the Kobe thing and all the dynasties, and I didn't hear anything about them. And now it's like, being a Knicks fan, we had to deal with, LeBron on the East, and now it's like I'm gonna hear LeBron, like, oh God,
So now
I hate that. And
So you're gonna hear all about LeBron every day, all day, Los
every
Angeles.
day, and even seeing the like when the dynasty was happening, all those banners and all that stuff, and all these bandwagon fans. Now it's gonna be worse. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's definitely gonna be crazy. How long have you always lived in LA or did you transplant from New York to LA?
I was born in Queens. That's why, I'm a big Nas fan, but I was
Okay.
raised in LA.
Oh, that's what's up. All right. No,
Yeah.
big shout out to you for sure. So what do you think about the Knicks signing Mario Hezonja?
At first, I was uncertain about it, but I think it's a good deal because he has potential. He's young. You know, it's a short-term deal, and I'm very comfortable with that. And we could see what he has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm just leery about, well, like when we were shopping for vets, like who are we going to take on? Like, we don't need any more bums. Like, we just need somebody. And the Lance thing, I was kind of happy about that because it was like a fun signing. I thought like you were, back in New York, that might be trouble for him, but I don't know. Um, I'm just curious to hear what you think. Like, who are you interested in? Do you want to keep Beasley and
So who am I interested in now that the Knicks have signed Mario Hezonja? Is that what you're
right,
saying?
yeah, like another vet signing. If we
Yeah.
get
Um, I mean, I would like to bring in another vet. One, I do not believe that Courtney Lee is going to be here when the season starts. So that's going to be one vet gone, I believe. I think that Lance Thomas is going to be here. Joakim Noah, we can't move Joakim Noah, so I think Joakim Noah is going to be here. Uh, I believe it's always good and strong for a team to have like a trio of vets at least. Three strong vets that can help lead your young guys. So I'd like the Knicks
right,
to bring in another vet. I know they've had some interest in guys like Amir Johnson, Anthony Tolliver,
Oliver.
some guys like that. Listen, I really am. I really do like Jarrett Jack as a vet on the team. I Not that he needs to play, but he is someone who is reliable if he does need to play. But I just think that he has positive energy. He really is a guy who can help lead and coach the players. From
I
point guard
agree.
spots to your big man. You would hear him mic'd up, and he was constantly going, teaching, talking, and encouraging. Um, and I think you need players like that. And he's been around the league. He has a lot of experience. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And he has a lot of grit and a lot of grizzle. And I think that we need players like that. So I wouldn't mind having Jarrett Jack on the team as a player, as one of your leaders. But if not, then maybe in another capacity. But that's who I would try to bring in.
but not a vet player. But what about? And I saw somebody mention in the chat. But what do you think about Jabari Parker?
Jabari Parker. Um, Now I know Jabari Parker. I forgot what his situation is right now with the Bucks. Jabari Parker. Let's see, Jabari Parker. Okay, so the Bucks gave him a qualifying offer, which means he's a restricted free agent. We probably at where we are right now, after signing Hezonja, we definitely wouldn't have enough money to offer him anything
Oh
to
yeah,
make that the Bucks wouldn't be able to match. Now, but I will say this: if we did have enough money, he would be someone who I think would have fit in that three spot because Kevin Knox at some point in his career he'll be able to play the four. I really do think the kid is going to grow another inch or so he'll be like 6'10" and he could play that four spot. Um, and then someone like Jabari Parker, of course, is a natural three man. I'd be concerned about his knees, but I really do like I do like the way he plays. And I think that Jabari Parker would fit in with this group perfectly.
yeah, that's
If
what
it
I
was,
think so
yeah,
too.
if
But
it was possible for us to bring him in, I think he would fit in with this group perfectly.
well, I did a trade with Lee and Parker and whatchamacallit, Milf. What's his name? His name is, but they're not going to trade for him. But um it was a successful trade.
Oh, you mean through ESPN Trade Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I don't know. I'm just playing with I mean, I'm not in the front office. We all try to act like we're in the front office, but
right.
um, I'm just thinking like little pieces here and there, especially because we're doing these short-term contracts and just stuff like because I feel like Parker would be a good fit too, but but he is injury prone, but maybe that's helpful for KP. Like, oh, look, we can relate, But
Right.
no,
Well, you don't want to have too many injury prone people because
no,
then, but you know what? It's happened when he's young. Maybe maybe he's gotten stronger. Maybe he can get over it. Well, we'll see how that goes. But I think he's a heck of a player though.
yeah,
I think Jabari Parker is a heck of a player. He's a guy that, he plays defense. He's an old school style kind of a player. You know what I mean? I think he's an old school kind of guy, kind of player. And I like that. I'm an old school dude, so you know what I mean? I like it.
Yeah, they bring that grit that we need and that heart. Yeah.
Yeah. But
all right, well, I won't hold you up. I just wanted to, say hello, and I'm a big fan. I just don't chat, but I just watch your show after every game, and I'm excited about the free agency stuff. But more so next year, I'm curious to see what we do.
Yeah, next year is going to be really big for us. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
But all right.
Okay,
I thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
All right. Hope you call in again.
I will, definitely.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye.
Big shout out to Knicks Knack. It's good to have a lady call in. I know there's a lot of lady Knicks fans out there. They don't call in. We do, sometimes they jump in the chat and talk, but we need more ladies to call in. Call in and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. Don't worry about what these guys talk about in the chat. These guys, they're gonna bump at the gums anyway. Call in and talk to us. Let us know what you think. You know what I mean? And come and be part of this Knicks Nation right here. Be part of the Knicks Nation. So if you got something to say about the New York Knicks, you got something to say about free agency, give me a call. Let's talk about it. A lot of things going on with the New York Knicks right now. Good things, positive things, great things, things that I think are going to really push us forward in the future. You know what I mean? So as we speak, though, the Knicks, what most would say is a quiet free agency, I think we've done very well so far. I think Mario is great. Right? Not only did we sign Mario, but also Luke Cornett. We re-signed Luke Cornett. 7'1", 250 pounds, born July 15th, 1995. He was undrafted. Signed by the Knicks as a G League two-way player in 2017-2018. Finally brought up to the Knicks, averaged 6.7 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 0.8 blocks per game. And he did that in limited minutes. Signed by the New York Knicks, 1 year, $1.6 million. And there was I didn't get a chance to read it, but it doesn't really hurt the cap. So that's a good thing. Good thing. The Knicks assigned him. Listen, the Knicks only really had like one roster spot. But we signed two players. Something's gonna give. There's gonna be something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna be moved somewhere, somehow, some way, waived, whatever. All right, it's got to happen. Okay, it's got to happen. Sim, I got a Sim on the line. What's popping with you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great about what the Knicks are doing, and I totally agree with what you said. I believe they're going to move Courtney Lee. Mm-hmm. Also, you said something about. I heard you say earlier that you were looking for maybe Lance Stevenson to come to us or something like that.
No, I'm not. I wasn't looking for Lance Stevenson. I think Lance Stevenson signed with the Lakers.
With the Lakers, yeah. And they just got JaVale McGee too.
Now see, look. And they just got JaVale McGee. Okay, see, the Lakers making moves. But see, when you're talking about Lance Stevenson, the reason why I was not for him coming to the Knicks, and if Lance Stevenson has a good year, people are gonna say, see, he should have signed with the Knicks. But listen, we didn't have the leadership on the team to deal with Lance Stevenson. You need a LeBron James. LeBron James will deal with him, will get in his face. Stevenson might get back in his face, but more than not, Lance Stevenson is going to respect him. You need someone who can help keep that guy in line. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. That guy is he's got all the talent in the world that he never lived up to his potential, and he's somewhat immature. And you need that person. You need that person that's going to keep him in line and make sure he's going to do his job. And he's still a good player. He's still serviceable, but he's very immature, and he needs. I don't want to say a role model, but he needs that authority on that court to keep it straight.
Exactly. You gotta have somebody like a LeBron James on there. So that's a good signing, in my opinion. That's a good signing for the Los Angeles Lakers because he's gonna bring a little bit of dog, a little bit of nastiness that you need. You know what I mean? We want that in New York, and I see someone in the chat asking who's going to bring that junkyard dog for us, and the question is still out. Who brings it? We don't know.
They're looking at Amir Johnson.
Yeah,
they're looking at. I think that'll be a good sign, and I don't know if they'll have enough money. Well, they might. No, they said they're still monitoring him and Beasley, and I believe they could both bring that junkyard dog. It's a shame that we've lost Kyle O'Quinn because he definitely had it.
Exactly. Yeah. My bad is him. And shout out to Jersey Shore 74. He hit me with the super chat and he asked who's going to be our junkyard dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, right now I think what the Knicks are doing, they're loading up the roster. They're going to see who's going to survive. Mm-hmm. They're going to put a bunch of people down in the G League because of the new structure for their contracts that they just can't lose people right away. I think they kind of talked. I forgot who talked about that a little bit. I think it was Scott Perry or Allen. Somebody talked about that where how we lost a lot of those guys that came up from the G League, and one went to Indiana. The guy with the braids. I forgot the guy with the braids. He went to Indiana, and the other.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some new ways of doing things. So I think they're going to overload the roster. They're going to train these guys. They're going to develop them. They're going to throw them out there. I think it was a good. I figured that Cantor was going to come back. It was going to be hard for him to throw that money away. And I think he's going to try to. He's going to. Well, you know what? It's actually a good thing for both parties. He's going to raise his value. I believe, if he helps develop some of these guys as well. And there's a possibility he could stay with the Knicks as well. Look, because Cantor's only 25.
Yeah, he's young.
So he's in impeccable shape. Matter of fact, they said during his draft process, he was one of the leanest and most in shape prospects that came through the draft and over the years. So he's in really great shape. I like him. If he could get some hardness for him, then I'll be straight. But other than that, I just like what they're doing. We just need to continue with the process. I guess what Philly was doing, what Boston is doing, and get a whole bunch of prospects and whatnot, and not prospects, get a bunch of young guys, get some assets, and when the time comes, start trading away and making a team and going from there. As a matter of fact, I believe I saw a lot of writers. They said they expect the Knicks to be in that 5th spot next year. Yeah, but maybe that 5th spot. It said maybe they don't see a top 3, maybe that 5th spot, but nothing lower than that. So we'll still get a good prospect, and keep going. Maybe we can start making some trades. Maybe we can start developing these guys. But we're still. I don't want to say we're a long ways away. Then we got to see how Kristaps. Well, Kristaps. I want to see how. I mean, he's going to be in a great situation. That's what I want to say. He's going to be in a real great situation when he comes back, and some one or two of these guys start to shine. It could be Kevin Knox. It could be Mitchell Robinson. It could be Isaiah, because they're interested in keeping Isaiah Hicks as well. It could be a Damian Dotson. We don't know, but something's going to click. One or two of these guys is going to jump out, and then all of a sudden we're going to have a team. And then some people are saying, okay, you got this going. You got Kristaps coming back. You got the coach. Let's see what else you have.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing it the right way. I think we're really doing it the right way. and all the news that people have always said about the New Yorkers not being patient enough to watch the Knicks rebuild. You're wrong. We get young players that we can be excited about. We can watch them grow. We can watch them develop. New Yorkers will be there. You know what I mean?
And that's the best way to build a team. And that's in any sport. You have to build through the and you have to get assets, and you have to let everybody grow. And then when the time comes, start making your trades and everything else.
Yeah.
And one more note. I know you have to go. But one more note on what Magic Johnson is doing. And I forgot who you said. It was somebody who said don't give Magic Johnson any type of credit. He just pretty much got lucky, like LeBron wanted to be here. But as far as his old school mentality is trying to build a team by bringing stars and everything else, and I hear a lot of that stuff still going on. Hopefully one day they're gonna figure out that that's exactly what the Golden State Warriors did. That they drafted because they drafted Draymond Green, they drafted Klay Thompson, they drafted Stephen Curry, then they signed Kevin Durant, and they just built the team around them, and that's just the right way to build a team right there.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think Magic played a part, but I get what you're saying though. LeBron James wanted to be there. Any team that he wants to go to, you're gonna make a way to find it. You're gonna find a way to get him there. Yeah. But hey, man, appreciate the call.
Oh yeah, always. I appreciate you picking up for me.
Definitely, man. Appreciate it. Great call, bro. Peace.
Well, peace. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Yeah. And, speaking of cancer, Sim brought up cancer. I'm sure you guys seen the video. Cancer working a little bit on defense. It's encouraging that he's working on defense, right? Encouraging that he's working on defense. Footwork looks a little bit slow, though. He's got cancer. You got to pick it up, bro. You got to move your feet. Look like he's stuck in the mud a little bit. I understand he's big. I understand, that's... he's a big guy. His body makeup, he can't do too much. Looks a little bit better there, doing some of them line jumps or whatever. But I'm glad to see him working on it. Hopefully he continues to work on it for the rest of the offseason. That's exactly what we need. We need Kansas to work on defense. Look at that. Push step. I work on that with my players. Push step. That's what we call it. Push step, push step, push step. But Cantor working on his defense. Hopefully he can pick up that defensive acumen. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to need that guy. We're going to need that guy to play defense this year. Listen, Cantor, that's the only knock on Cantor, man. That's the only knock. Is that defensively he can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, the guy is a beast. He's still young, 25, 26 years old. Obviously, he's a great rebounder, a great offensive rebounder. If he can ever get it defensively, you know what I mean? If he can he doesn't have to be the best defensive player in the world. All he has to do is be average. Be an average defender. And we'll be okay. You know what I mean? Just be an average defender, Inez. Stay off Twitter so much, tweeting out all this wild stuff, and work on your defense. That's all we want you to do in New York, man. Stay off Twitter, work on your defense, get better defensively, learn how to guard the screen and roll. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to do those things that's going to make you a better player. Couple of super chats I want to get to. Want to shout some people out. Robert Paris, thank you for the super chat. You said the Knicks are on the rise, more and more young talent for sure. And by picking up Mario, we made another splash with that young talent. Mighty Knicks said Scott Perry drafted Hezonja. He'll be fine. Okay. It's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I already shouted out Jersey Shore. ATM XNet, thank you for the super chat. And then Mighty Knicks says shout out to Devon Robinson in our G League. Better than Hicks, if you ask me. 6'8", athletic like Troy Williams. Knicks are on the right path, my friends. They're on the right path for doing it. Let's look at some possible free agent targets, at least before we sign Mario, Super Mario. Pretty sure that's going to be his nickname in New York. You know what I mean? We'll come up with some other things. You know how the Knicks fans do. But we were looking at Isaiah Hicks. I'm pretty sure we're still looking at bringing in Isaiah Hicks. We don't have a lot of money. You know, so anything that we bring in, you know, it's got to be calculated. Smart moves. Amir Johnson, Anthony Tolliver, Trevor Booker, Jeff Green. Honestly, I think Jeff Green was really just mentioned in an article. I do not believe Jeff Green, we are even on Jeff Green's radar. You know what I mean? At this point in his career, I think Jeff Green, after being to the NBA Finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think his only goal is going to be to get back to the NBA Finals, and he's not going to want to join a rebuilding team. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, Trevor Ariza left and went to Phoenix, so you never know. You know what I mean? Looking at the guys here, somebody, what's his name? Asked who's going to bring that grit? Who's going to be the junkyard dog? Who's going to be the grinder? A couple of guys here, Amir Johnson, Anthony Tolliver, Trevor Booker, they have that in them a little bit. They have some of that. With the team we have now, I'm going to be honest with you, though. If you look at the team we have now, and yeah, we're positionless. We've got a lot of athletes. We got guys who can hoop. But we're soft. We're kind of soft. You know what I mean? When you look at our squad, Frank got a little bit of. Frank doesn't bring the emotion, but you know he can play defense, of course, and he got a little bit of little bit of something in him. Then who else you got? Tim Hardaway Jr. You know, he's not really a tough guy. Mario, he's not a tough guy. Kevin Knox, he's just getting into the league. I don't know what he's going to be. He's just getting into the league. And as Cantor, I'm going to say fake tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say fake tough guy. He tries to be tough, but I think some people maybe see through that a little bit. What do I think about Zebo? Would Zebo even be... Honestly, I wouldn't mind Zebo. You know, he brings some grit. He brings some veteran leadership. I hope leadership. You know, Zebo's kind of got a checkered past, but recently he's been on his best, on good behavior in the NBA. You know, he's been cool. Would we have the money to pay him? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know if we'd have the money to pay him. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let's take a look here. I don't even see Zebo. I mean, I guess maybe we'd have to get Zebo through a trade. I don't know. But, you know, we would need a tough guy. We need a tough guy. Who's going to be our tough guy? Joakim Noah? We don't even know if Joakim Noah is going to be on the floor. You know, we still got to look and see what Joakim Noah is doing. We don't know if Joakim Noah is going to be on the floor. Can't guarantee that he's going to be a tough guy. Who's going to be our tough guy out there? You know, you need one. And with young guys on the floor, I think you need one to show them how to be a tough guy. I seen someone say, you know, that Cantor is a dog. He's a dog on the boards, yes. He's a dog on the offensive boards. He can beat you up in the post, but he's not a true tough guy to his bone. Listen, I respect Cantor. I got much respect for Cantor with what you know, his family's gone through, what he's gone through with his country, and you know, so mentally, yes, I believe he's tough mentally. You know what I mean? I think he basically is like, life is good for me. I have people in my country who live who struggle, so life is good for me, and so I think he enjoys life, loves life, and respects life. Because of what he has gone through. I don't know if that makes him like a tough guy, NBA tough guy, but mentally, I think he's really, really tough. And, he just understands, I think, because of what he's had to go through and his family's had to go through, he just understands life. Just understands life. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes you a tough guy in the league, though. You know what I mean? Just one of them. And I see someone asking, so who is a tough guy? You know what? And maybe I shouldn't say tough guy. You just need that grinded out, gritty type of player. Amir Johnson is one of those guys. The Markeith, the Morris brothers, them type of guys that are just those really grinded out type of guys. When you get into those type of games that can really grind it out, they're not gonna let players punk anyone, and other players in the league will legitimately respect this person. See, Cantor, he does, he stands up when guys try to get rough and tough, but I don't think guys in the league respect him in that manner. Okay. People can look at it on the surface and say, yeah, Cantor does do that, but an enforcer, exactly. But I don't think guys in the league respect Cantor in that manner. And that's one of the big things that counts. The guys in the league have to respect you in that manner. You can bark all you want. If they don't respect you like that, then it's like, okay, you talking, but it is Jersey Shore. You're right. We got to give credit for. We got to give Cantor credit. Who else do we have? You're right about that. We'll give him credit because at least he does it. At least he does it. You know what I mean? But that is the kind of a guy. We do need one of those out there. Kyle Quinn was maybe kind of one of those guys. I think he was respected around the league as a guy. Look, we ain't gonna play with him too much. He was a jokester, but don't mess with him too much. He might spaz out on you or something. He's kind of loopy. You want them loopy guys, like my man, the loopy blogger. You need a loopy guy. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see where the Knicks go next. And what, I think that they'll probably try to sign another young guy. I would try to sign another young guy, and then try to get one of those grizzled guys, a grizzled grit. Justin Remedy, you're saying Noah. Listen, I really do. I would like for it to be Noah. I would definitely like for it to be Noah. It's just we don't know what Noah. We don't know. And maybe it will be Noah. Maybe Noah will be able to come in and bring some of that grizzled vet type, gray hair type of stuff to the team. You know what I mean? Maybe he will. From what I understand, he's been working out. He's in shape. This is what other players in the league are saying. He's in shape. He's working out. Maybe he's going to be able to have a comeback year and surprise some people. We'll see. We'll see what goes on there from Joakim. If you are online, please give me a call. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I want to know what you're talking about. And, just to throw a little drop in there, July 8th, next Sunday, 10:30 p.m., my man Tommy D is going to be a special guest. Please join us. Welcome Tommy D. He'll be on with us, special guest. I'm excited for it. I like Tommy D. Been a fan for a while. You know what I mean? So, gonna jump on and talk some free agency, talk about the state of the Knicks. What we should be looking forward to. So welcome Tommy D when he gets here, for sure. Isaiah, what's poppin', man?
Man, Ron Cleveland voice.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up with you, bro? How you feeling?
Sam, man. I'm feeling good, man. What's popping to the chat, by the way, Blackest Time. I'm feeling good, man, and this is a feeling I haven't felt ever. I'm only 24, as you know, so I've never felt that feeling before as a Knicks fan. where I feel like it's genuinely an end game, a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Like we have a goal in mind. Right? Like we have something in mind and we have a strategy and a plan to get there.
Yeah. I'm saying it right now, and I'm calling it. I believe. I think Kyrie is he's coming to the Knicks.
Okay. You think so? So you think that's for sure? You think he's for sure coming to the Knicks?
I believe so because there was a tweet from Knicks. I think it was Knicks Film School or somebody like that, and I'm like, yo, that makes a lot of. So look, they got Kevin Knox. They're gonna have a healthy Porzingis. They're gonna have a next year's lottery pick. That's a good squad to join. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. We're building a decent squad, a squad that I think people are gonna look around and say, "Wow, they're doing something." I want to be part of that.
Yeah, man, I can't. Just with all that length and size, we went from generally having no small. We had Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway playing small forward. Now we got three small forwards.
Yeah.
With Troy, Mario, and Knox. Listen, man, I love Scott and Steve, what they're doing. I love, they're doing a lot of great moves.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to jump ahead, but I seen the tweet about what Courtney Lee thinks is going to go down, and that would be beautiful if they let that go down. I don't want to get too ahead. I know that's toward the end of the show, but if they can get that done with Courtney Lee, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I will be thoroughly impressed, and I will call that a successful summer.
I mean, I think we've already had a successful summer, man.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
we definitely.
I think we've already had a successful summer. This is one of the best summers that I think we've had in a long time. I know people are looking and say, when we got Amari Stoudemire, but in retrospect, when you look back, well, actually, when we got Amari Stoudemire, that was a consolation prize to LeBron James. The smart move probably would have been to not really go sign anyone, save that money, and or spread that money around, and then try to dip into free agency the next year or something. This is one of the best summers that we've had in a while, and even though it's not gonna put us into the playoffs next year, most likely not. Let me say that. We probably just lost a team out the playoffs with the Cavaliers, so someone's gonna have to jump into that spot. You never know, but we're probably not gonna be in the playoffs. But we still had a very, very good summer. Very good summer.
It's been a sometimes Sim doing that good summer. People got to realize that.
Yeah, very. I am so very pleased. I don't see how anyone can discredit this summer.
Exactly. Oh, yo, Sim, I wanted to say something real quick. Well, not. I wanted to say something too with a side note.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we all heard about James Dolan might, even though he said he's not selling the team.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to tell people this. Like my dad always taught me, I give credit when credit's due, and I'll give credit to James Dolan. For the last year, I'm not going to lie, he's been pretty much perfect.
Well,
but he's...
Go ahead.
Besides the whole Charles Oakley thing, he hasn't done nothing. He's given them the green light. And I was telling certain people, I'm like, yo, the grass is not always greener. Because let's say he sells it to another he's gonna sell it to another billionaire. And we don't know if this billionaire is gonna be worse than James Dolan, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always tell people, like, what James Dolan's doing, I'm cool with it. He's not bothering Knicks. He's leaving it to Steve. Steve even said it. He's not even part of the basketball operations like that.
Right.
green light to do what they got to do. And as long as he keeps doing that, I'm perfectly fine with him being the owner.
Yeah, and look, I think you're right, man. James Dolan he's been quiet. He's been out of he's kept himself out of the spotlight. Besides everything that happened with Charles Oakley. And listen, I love Charles Oakley, but I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I think Oakley played a part in that as well. Did it have to go down that way? No, it did not. But I do believe that Oakley played a part in it.
I watched the Bill Simmons podcast, and I love it too. But you can tell from his attitude and the way he approaches things that you could tell he's definitely stuck in his ways.
Yeah.
And he's definitely, I want to say he feels a certain type of way when things don't go his way, and he challenges and he gets angry at certain people.
Yeah, and that's what made Oakley though, right? That was Oak. That's the Oak man. But I think you're right. James Dolan, he's been good for the last few years. Steve Mills said that he's given him the autonomy to make decisions without him stepping in. Listen, I don't think James Dolan is going to sell the Knicks. It just doesn't. Listen, the Knicks are Madison Square Garden is a publicly traded company. The Knicks, and of course James Dolan owns the controlling percentage of the company. The Knicks are $1 billion. Just the Knicks of Madison Square Garden. This is just the New York Knicks, not all the other entities that Madison Square Garden owns. Madison Square Garden owns like the LA Forum and all these other venues across the country. Just the Knicks are worth more than $1 billion. Their stock has gone from 2010 when the New York Knicks became a publicly funded team, or Madison Square Garden became publicly funded. It was $20 a share. $20 a share. It's over $300 per share right now. Okay.
Man, listen, if I knew that, I had some shares back when I was a sophomore high school.
Yeah, man. It's over $300 per share right now, and it's going to continue to grow. As a matter of fact, when the news was released that James Dolan may sell the Knicks, the stock went up about $9 per share when that news was released. You know what I mean? And the stock continues to grow. It split. It was Madison Square Garden. It went up to a certain point. Then it split into two. It split to the cable company and the sports company. And then the cable company, once it split, that was $15 a share. Now that's $20-something a share. And then the Knicks are now up to, or the sports side is now up to $300-something per share. And it's going to continue to grow. So, we'll see what happens with that point. But I don't think James Dolan is going to sell the Knicks. There's a lot of money in the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers. I don't think so.
And once things get competitive, he's not selling the team.
Yeah, because when things get competitive, more and more people are going to buy stock, and it's going to continue to grow. I would encourage any one of you to go out and buy some New York Knicks stock. You don't have to take $300, $300 whatever dollars and buy a whole share. All you have to do, you can take $20 and buy a portion of a share. I would encourage you to buy it, because if he does sell it, from what I read, if he does sell the New York Knicks, it's going to split into a musical portion of the stock and then a sports portion of the stock, which means it's going to split. The sports portion will probably be a little bit lower. You'll be able to get it at a good price, and then you'll be able to grow from there. If not, the Knicks are going to continue to be worth more and more and more money. Don't worry, it'd be a smart move to put some money into it. Go check out E-Trade or something like that, and just take a look at it. You don't have to put $400 or $500 in it. You can start with $20. Put $20 a month in it if you want to. Listen, watch the Knicks, you buy Knicks uniforms, you buy hats, you go to games, you get the NBA League Pass, purchase some stock, reinvest in yourself. But anyway, on that note, Isaiah, thank you for the call. I know I got some other people that want to call in.
Hey man, like my man Ron Cleveland say, we will be back.
We will be back, bro. We getting there. We coming. We climbing that ladder, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Be good.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Yes, New York Knicks. We coming back. We're coming back. And really though, I do not think that James Dolan is going to sell the New York Knicks. To me, that wouldn't be a prudent business move. Not when the Knicks are going to continue to rise. You know what I mean? They're going to continue to rise. But we took a look at some potential targets of the New York Knicks, and I'm pretty sure there'll be some more things that come out that just some targets that the Knicks are possibly looking at now that they've signed Mario. And let's talk about Mario a little bit more, because I want to know from you. Does Mario start? Is Mario our bona fide starting 3-man? Or if we're going positionless, is he a bona fide starter in that first five? Because I'm looking, man, if you have a lineup, we could have a very long lineup on the floor. You know what I mean? Very long lineup on the floor. You're talking about Frank Ntilikina, your lead guard. Tim Hardaway Jr. at that shooting guard spot. Mario at the 3 guard, 6'8". At the 3 spot, 6'8". Kevin Knox. Or Mario and Kevin Knox really kind of playing back and forth between that 3 and 4 positions. Right? But Kevin Knox, 6'9", maybe 6'10". And then, is there a scenario? Let's just dream a little bit. Is there a scenario that group, Frank, Tim Hardaway Jr., Mario, Kevin Knox, and then you put KP at the 5? I'm pretty sure that there'll be lineups if KP comes back, when KP comes back this year, that we would see that lineup with KP at the 5. I'm pretty sure we would see that. Is that your long-term starting? Is that your long-term goal, to have KP at that 5 spot and Kevin Knox plays that 4 spot at maybe 6'10", and then Mario's at the 3 spot, Tim Hardaway's at the 2, and hopefully Frank at the 1. Everyone over 6'6". Super long lineup. That's a possibility, I think. But coming into the season, what is our lineup in the season? Is it Frank, Tim Hardaway, Mario, Kevin Knox, and Enes Kanter? Or do you what do you think? Where does that go? Play them all together, 3 or 4 spots. We're looking at that lineup, and even if you have KP at that 5 spot eventually one day, you're talking about a lineup. KP constantly, he's always working on his ball handle. And one of these days, he's going to be able to initiate the break. He will. He'll be able to initiate the break. You talk about one of these days, if KP plays that 5 spot, you're talking about a really, really versatile lineup. We have the ability to do that right now. Mighty Knicks, you say Frank, Tim Hardaway, Knox, Hezonja, and KP. You would love it. Yeah, that could definitely be something that is, transformative, really. I don't know if we have yet right now a team where all 5 positions on the floor, the team can lead the break. I do not think there's a team in the NBA like that right now. And when I say all 5 positions on the floor, I mean where you have a legitimate center on the floor, or someone that is the size of a legitimate center. You know what I mean? I don't think we have that right now in the NBA. The Knicks may be the first team to have it. If KP can learn to initiate the break, the Knicks may be the first team to have that type of lineup. You know what I mean? They may be the first team to have that type of lineup. I want to know your opinions, man. Give me a call. Where is Mario going to fit in our lineup? Is he going to be our starting 3 this year? I would think that he is. I think that he is going to be our starting 3. Should be our starting 3. It only makes sense. Then, not that they gave him a crazy contract, but I think it would make sense for him to be one of the, in that starting lineup. Okay, I got on the line Nick Fan 1970. Nick Fan 1970, how you doing? Talk to me, bro.
What's going on, my bro?
I'm chilling,
Nick
man.
Nation, stand up, man.
What'd you say?
Nick Nation, stand up, man. I love your show.
For sure. Stand up for sure. I think, listen, we didn't make a splash as far as the NBA is concerned, but as far as Knicks fans, we made a splash. You know what I mean? So tell me, how do you feel? Is Mario definitely our bona fide starting 3-man? How you feel about that?
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at everything right now, and I don't know, man. I'm kind of anxious. We got a lot of question marks. You know what I mean? I think this summer you're really gonna see, Mario. You're gonna see Knox playing for it. You're gonna see a lot of guys, going back and forth for it. You got. I mean, Mario looks good. He's long. He finishes. I mean, from what I've seen, with the highlights, he plays. Very well when you have a strong point guard. On the other hand, coming from Kentucky, you got Knox, which can play face up, and he's strong. He can and he's still developing. He's young, and I agree with you what you said earlier. I think he's gonna get taller, and he's kind of has that Durant like style to him. So it's just a lot of question marks. You nerve to me earlier, and as I sit here looking at some of the money that we're dishing out. I mean, the next 2 years are going to be crucial for us, and although, we made some moves, I think when I sit here and look at the Noah contract and, if we go back some years and we look at the signing of Junior and letting him go and coming in back. And I think, although I love Junior, but giving him 17 when we already had him as a rookie, things like that, I think kind of hurt us, and I think definitely Lee is going to be going. So,
yeah. I
mean, to address the first thing, I mean Mario, I'm not crazy ecstatic, about him, but hey, he's a Knick, and I I always, I'm gonna go by, you got the Knick uniform on, we going in, but we're gonna see. I think I would go more with Knox just because of his versatile play, and. I mean, Mario, he averaged what, nine a game, assists, 3 rebounds. I don't know. What do you think? And like I said, I think money right now and the moves that we make are really gonna set us up in 2 years because Joe Kim, I mean, I hope he gets stronger, but the money that we're dishing out for him, 18 over the next 2.
And see, this is what I think. I think that with the money that we have, we're being very smart. This right here, with 1 million, 1 year, $6.5 million. I think we did the best that we can do with the money that we had. A young guy that could be on the verge of breaking out, and I'm not saying breaking out to be an all-star, but breaking out to be a very good player that fits the timeline, that fits your philosophy of play, that fits your timeline. A guy that was in Orlando and maybe had several different coaches, didn't have any stability. You bring him in, and maybe this guy can come through now. And you only did it for 1 year, so you're giving him a tryout. See if it works, and you still save your money for next year. And then now next year, if it works and you bring in a big player, you say, okay, you know what? Now we can go ahead and give this guy a bigger contract for a longer amount of years. I think they were just smart and shrewd with the money. I think they made a very good decision. Joakim Noah's nothing they can do about it. Steve Mills was there when they gave the Joakim Noah contract, but that was largely Phil Jackson. Courtney Lee, that was Phil Jackson. You know,
Right.
They gave the money to Tim Hardaway Jr., but I know they gave, you know, he's making $18 million this year. It's not all lost for Tim Hardaway Jr. I was on Tim Hardaway Jr. all year long because I didn't think that I just some things that I don't like the way he plays sometimes. But he was playing out of position. You know, he had an injury. He didn't have Coach Fizdale. So let's see how that works out. Maybe he comes in and averages 20 points per game this year. Maybe he proves that he's worth that $18 million. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I think
no, absolutely.
with what they have been given, Scott Perry, with what he's been given, I think that he's done an excellent job with what he's been given. An excellent job. I think he's really done very good with what he's been given. And it just makes me more and more and more confident that he and this executive regime has the ability to lead the Knicks back to prominence.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like I said, these next 2 years are going to be, you know, what's going to make or break the future for us. Because, I mean, you got these boys like, you know, you got the Celtics. I mean, Kevin McHale is a genius. You know what I mean? What he did over there, he brought all these pieces in, you know, dang near robbed Brooklyn out of all those future picks. And what they do, they produce those players, and then they found diamond in the roughs, and then they didn't even pay those guys nothing. And look at what they're doing now.
Right.
That's my only thing. You know, money. I think, because look at Porzingis. Porzingis sitting right now, which I think he should be. I mean, you know, getting paid 18. I think he should be getting paid 18, and Noah should be getting paid 5-6.
Yeah, well, I mean,
5.6 million.
I mean, but you know, that's just how it goes in the league. You only make so much money when you come in on a rookie contract. You got to remember, he's still on his rookie contract. But trust me, that's going to turn around really quick. It's going to turn around.
I know,
really
that's what
quick.
scares me.
Yeah.
That's what scares me, you know, because you know they're gonna have to pay him, you know, some point.
Yeah, and next year they'll pay him. I think they'll pay him next year. And you know, listen to what Steve Mills said in that interview. He said their relationship, they've really repaired the relationship. He doesn't have any worries about KP leaving. So, and you know, picking up a guy like Mario, you know, listen, KP played against this guy over in Europe. You know what I mean? They know who each other are, and a lot of respect for each other. And I think that goes a long way in making KP say, okay, I like this, you know. But hey, Knick fan, man, I'm going to let you go. I got some other people calling in. But I appreciate
Definitely,
the call.
Man. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Definitely. Call back. Want to hear you call back.
Definitely, man.
All right, peace, man. Peace.
All love, man. Peace. Thanks.
Yeah. Some good points by Knick fan 1970 there. And I got Sean on the line. Sean, how you doing, man?
Hey, Sim, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Hey,
How you feeling?
Thanks for picking up.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just wanted to say something about Mario Hezonja, right?
Okay.
He's probably he's probably most likely in this position as like Emmanuel Mudiay and like all the other like players that we have from the G League, like Luke Cornett and Isaiah Hicks, right? He's basically just like another project guy that we have. Because you have to remember that Mario Hezonja, I mean, like, he might be young and up and coming, but he'd been in the league the same amount of time as KP and Mudiay, right? And like his trajectory has not been as great as KP's or some other players like in the same draft, right? So his stats alone do not dictate that he'll be the starting small forward. I mean, for the Knicks, right? I mean, like, there's a greater chance that Kevin Knox will be the starter because he's coming from a proven college program from Kentucky, and he just has like a more overall better game that goes to the NBA.
Okay, but let me ask you this: between the two, does it matter who starts at the 3 or the 4? If they're both just on the 4, they can interchange those two positions. Does it really matter who starts at the 3 or the 4?
It matter. It doesn't. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't know enough about Mario Hezonja to say whether he'll play the 4. I mean, I don't know if he's big enough to play the 4, right? I mean, he's only like what, 6'7", 6'8"?
He's like 6'8", and maybe in some lineups. I'm not saying in every lineup, but if you're playing against, if you have a lineup where both of them are in there, they could be interchangeable in different spots on the floor. And then who they guard, he's 6'8", Kevin Knox is 6'9".
I thought Mario Hezonja was like known for being like a knockdown 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he is. But a 4 nowadays is not the same 4 that we had a couple, 5, 6, 7 years ago. 4s are kind of those stretch type of players, almost like wings. You still have some of them, of course, in the NBA, but a lot of them are expanding their games out, expanding their game out.
I mean, like, we'll have to see how he does in like training camp, and I guess like the the Knicks coaching staff will have to evaluate him and basically try to figure out if he can actually be their starting 4 or 3.
Yeah,
like I don't think Knox can be their 4 yet because like he's not big enough.
You think you don't think he's big enough yet? You don't think he's I can agree with you there. Of course he's got to get strong,
but like his body hasn't filled out yet.
Right, his body's got to fill out. It's got to get stronger. But yeah, when you're going with a youth movement, that's kind of what you deal with. We're not, if we were looking to try to really listen, I'm not gonna say that we are tanking next year. You guys know my position on tanking. But we're developing.
I don't think we're tanking either. I actually think that we can maybe vie for like a 7th or 8th spot.
Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of young guys on the floor. But what I'm saying is, if you are really pushing, saying we're really gonna push for a playoff spot, then yeah, you got to go get some of those guys that are strong enough to deal with grown men. But if you're like, you know what, we're going to play the young guys, and wherever we fall, whatever happens, then you're going to deal with some guys at positions where they're just not strong enough because they're young. You know what I mean? But we'll see what's going to happen.
That's why I kind of like the Mitchell Robinson signing.
Yeah.
I think he can bring that kind of toughness that we need.
Okay.
And like maybe he'll be the dog.
Hope so. I hope so. Now I think that Mitchell Robinson
with Kyle Quinn.
I think that Mitchell Robinson is going to need some time in the G League. He hasn't played in 14 months. He hasn't played organized basketball in 14 months. I think he might need some time in the G League, but we'll see. Listen, I hope not. I hope he gets to Summer League, he kills it, and he can get on the floor and give us something right away. That's what I hope. Hey, Sean, man.
Did Kyle Quinn
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, wait, just one last thing. Did I know Kyle Quinn opted out, right?
Yeah.
But like, we still have an opportunity to maybe re-sign him.
I don't think so. I mean, we have the opportunity, but I don't think he's going to take the amount of money that we could offer right now. We can't, with the signing of Mario, we can't really offer him what he's going to be worth.
We could offer him that mid-level exception, right? Like 8.9.
Well, I think we use some of that exception for Mario, and then there's another maybe $2 million left. Then we have another exception for 3.5 or something like that. Listen, Kyle O'Quinn was making 4 last year, so he's not taking anything under the 4.
Yeah. His stats alone last year will probably demand like $8 or $9 million for this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I like Kylo Quinn, but I think he's gone. Yeah.
All right, Sim, I'm gonna let you go and answer some other calls.
Appreciate the call, man.
All right, thanks for the chat.
Anytime. Peace.
Bye.
Yep. Unfortunately, I mean, Kylo Quinn is gone. I like Kylo Quinn. That's my guy. I like him, but I think he's done. He's gone. He's out of there. No more Kylo Quinn for the New York Knicks. No more New York Knicks and Kylo Quinn. Queens native. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. My man, who's Mark? What's poppin', man? I know you've been trying to get on the line.
Boy, because when I'm watching you, I guess my junk is a lag.
Yeah, there's a delay. There's a delay with everyone. You know what I mean?
And niggas be trying hard, so I gotta fight.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's a delay with everyone. Once it goes from me to YouTube and then out to you guys. So there's a natural delay from YouTube to you guys. Not much I could do about it. But yeah, so what's poppin' with you, man? How you feel about the signing?
All right. Wait, time out before I start anything.
Okay.
Have I talked to y'all since
Say that again.
Draft?
Say that again.
Have I talked to y'all since the draft?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Scott Perry got a steal in the draft. It's actually two of them. That Alonzo Tier guy, he's a legit player.
Okay.
From defense to offense, that he's gonna make our team. I'm pretty sure. He has like 6'6", but he's a defensive guard.
Okay.
He goes after. And this Mitchell kid, a lot of people won't agree with me, but he has Anthony Davis potential. People won't agree with me because when he was coming into college, he's one of the top centers with Mo Bamba and Aiden. He was ranked up with them.
Right. In high school. Yeah, in high school.
Better than them. Defensively, he's there. Like he's smart on defense. To me, this year, I'll put him in the fire right now.
Okay.
I'll put him in the fire right now because that's what he's gonna need, honestly. Because if we get him to play with Fizdale in this new culture, this is Anthony Davis like potential. Because when Anthony Davis come out of college, he didn't have offensive ability. He learned that. But his defensive instincts is great. He's there. So if I was the Knicks, I'm glad they didn't resign Kylo Quinn and Michael Beasley and they signed Hezonja, which is a steal because he got dog in him. I'll start him, but he can't play over 30 minutes because he don't have good lateral quickness. So he's a good 20 to 5 minute player right now. But he got dog in him, so I wouldn't mind him. Now, next the kid before me, he was depressing the hell out of me because what he don't get next year, I think we have $45 million in cap space. This is how it's gonna work. We're gonna have to land a star player. It could be Kyrie or anybody else, but I prefer Kyrie. Me. If we land Kyrie, and then we have all these guards that we have from Alonzo Tier, from Knox, from Dotson, if these guys improve, Trey Burke might be gone, Moutier might be gone, Troy Williams might be gone, and we develop these talents right here. Kyrie comes in. He comes in as a good slip, and Frank. I forgot about Frank. He's going to eat in the summer league. 2020 is another year that we can sign another.
Right. It's another year that we can sign another guy. You there, Mark? Think we lost Mark. He'll call back. Think we lost him. He'll call back. But he's right. 2020 is another year that we'll be able to sign another free agent. Listen, we're making moves. We're definitely making a lot of moves. Mark is gonna call back. I'm pretty sure. Cody, I seen you were calling. you get a chance, call me back. We'll get Mark back on the line. Here we go. Cody's calling in right now. Cody, my man Cody, what's popping, bro?
Hey, Simeon.
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
I'm good,
Can
man.
you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you. So a couple of things I just want to say that we haven't mentioned yet. Mario actually played the power forward position, from after All-Star on. Magic had him playing the 4. So he can actually play 3 positions, 4, 3, and the 2 actually. And he's really good in the fast break. So talking about so you can't really pigeonhole him into one position because he can give you different looks. And so one thing that I was thinking about, Simeon, is maybe you have like a starting lineup with like Luke Cornett and Knox, just to get Knox used to playing for a guy like as tall and as skilled as Luke Cornett is. A poor KP, but he can shoot the 3. And if you saw a couple games, he was very mobile. Like he can get to the rim when he wanted to. Yeah, and he has. I mean, he's skilled. So he's definitely not KP. So let's not get it. Let's not make the mistake. But he can at least give Knox a sense of, okay, this is how things are going to be. The spacing.
Right.
At least. I think that's really important. Simeon, one of the things, like I said, I'm not crazy about Kyrie coming in next year. Here is the person that I would love for us to get someone like. I think Kyrie is injury prone, and so do we want to have Kyrie and KP on the same team? Like is that
now see
we really want?
Now see one thing I kind of agree with you there. I'm scared of that, especially with the amount of money that we'd have to pay him. I'm scared of it.
Exactly, because it's like 4 years, and you're paying dude like close to or more than $30 million. That's a lot of money for a guy who might give you just 2 years out of those 4 years. That's a lot of money.
Right.
Is Kemba a better option? Is someone else a better option? I'm not saying they're as good as Kyrie, but you know what? They'll give you 20 points a night, steady. They'll be there. They'll be present. Compared to a guy you just don't know. I mean, he's 25, but his knees are like 35, 40. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's Kyrie. But I'm thinking, and no one has brought this up yet in terms of Jaylen Brown. If I'm Jaylen Brown out in the Celtics, I'm pissed. And every time there's a trade, my name is included, right? I'm thinking, dude is going to be available in 2020. To me, he's a real target. I'll go after him before I go. And maybe if not Durant, definitely Jaylen Brown. Just because I think he's gonna be one of the top guards forwards in the league. Okay. And I think if you tell him about the Knicks, if he can see himself in the Mecca being the final piece to this, I think he'd be open to it. Because look, no one wants to be talked about in trades all the time. Like I feel like Jaylen Brown, everybody's talking about. I mean, part of it is because everybody sees the potential, but for him, he has to be like, dude. I mean, why am I always being talked about? So I think if there's a way to talk to his people, let it be known that hey, we're really interested. I think he's a dark horse. Like I really think that people should pay close attention to Jaylen Brown as a possibility for us, kind of close the gap with Boston.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Listen. Right now we have like a soup. It's like we have a whole cupboard full of ingredients, and now we've got to pick and choose what we want to build that gourmet meal. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
We're pulling in ingredients from everywhere. And then, we're going to put it all together and make a beautiful gourmet meal. That's what they're doing right now. They're just pulling in people from everywhere, pulling in who they can get, grabbing talent, youth. And then, once we pull it all together, then we can start to really say, okay, this person belongs here, here, and here. We need to pull in this type of guy, this type of person, and put it all together. I know a lot of people because
the last thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I know a lot of people because it's Kyrie Irving, and you know, people know, I guess, understand his affinity for New York. For the Knicks, let's not just say that's a done deal, that the Knicks are straight just gonna try to get Kyrie Irving. I think they're gonna look at what they have. They're gonna see what Trey Burke does, Frank does, and whoever else is at that position, and evaluate from there. You know what I mean? I think we should save that conversation to the end of next season.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
I think the beautiful thing about this front office is that they don't listen to us, right? They've been very clear about
Right.
this is the plan. We're gonna stick with the plan. I think that's why I'm so impressed by them. It's like, okay, we're gonna stick with this plan, and that's what you really need.
Yeah.
No, but I think in terms of, listen, Celtics are gonna be a good team. The way they have it right now, they're gonna be a good team for the next 10 years. And
Yeah.
so, like, you have to be very strategic. So if I use your cooking analogy, yes, it's important to have, prepare a good meal, but part of it is presentation, right? Because even if it's good and it's not prepared well, nobody's gonna come in and get it. And so, and you need to draw people to your size. But so that's the thing, that we have to be very strategic about the kind of people we want on the team, and how do we set ourselves to compete with Philly and Celtics. Like, I think we have to be very strategic about that. And again, is it going for superstars or going for guys who are going to be there every night?
Right. I hear you, man.
All right.
I hear you.
Same, man.
Hey,
Appreciate it, man.
the call,
Thank you.
Cody. Appreciate
Anytime.
it. Peace. Yeah. Mark is back. Mark is back. What's up, Mark? Phone went dead on us.
Yeah. Now let me say something to these fools that don't watch basketball. If y'all think Jaylen Brown is, hello?
Yep, we here.
If y'all think Danny Ainge is gonna go with Jaylen Brown, y'all must be drunk. Y'all must be drunk. I understand y'all scared of Kyrie knees, but trust me, dog. Trust me, you have to get that type of talent here. I don't think when it comes to Kyrie, when I watch Kyrie or Irving, when I watch him, every playoff he gets better and better. There's not a soul. You watch him in Golden State. Golden State cannot guard that man. He's one of these players where offensively you cannot guard him, and you need that when you get to the finals. You need an offensive machine. That's why we get all these wings and guards. It's to help him defensively. Look what we did in this draft. Look what we're doing right now. We're just collecting these young 6'8" talent. You have to get him. Who we gonna get? Who we gonna get 2019?
I don't know what we're gonna get in 2019. I think, but I don't think you just you can just say we're gonna put all our chips into Kyrie Irving.
No, but let me ask you a question. If you're looking for a star, right? Because look at it, Curry almost get injured before every playoffs, but people don't really have a problem with that. People don't really, they talk about it, but they're not really talking about how they talk about Kyrie. But the team still believes in Curry. Sometimes, man, you just have to. We had bad experience because we go after stars that's in their later prime. We do that all the time. Kyrie's 25 years old, and it wasn't an infection that he had. It wasn't his knee. His knee wasn't the problem. It was an infection that he had from one of the bolts, and they had to take it out. His knee was just fine. He just had an infection. Now, if y'all listen to him when he talked to Bill Simmons, that's what he talked about.
Okay.
It wasn't his knee. It was not his knee. It was the bolt that he had an infection. It had to come out, and that's what he did. Because every time we got injured players, we always got stars out of their prime. So it's scary to Knicks fans. I understand that. But in 2019, Jimmy Butler is about to get re-signed by Timberwolves. Klay Thompson is staying in Golden State. The only top player that's there is Kawhi Leonard. That's legit free agent. Durant's going to sign another year with Golden State. He ain't going nowhere. So if we're going to have all this money, who are we going to go for? All these point guards is locked. I don't want Kemba Walker because he's going to be a liability in the playoffs. They're going to shut his 5'10" guard down. I don't want nobody smaller than 6'2" as my guard, because it's a big problem when it comes to playoffs. Kimber Walker would shoot a lot. I don't want Kimber. No.
Well, I mean,
no.
You know, I mean, we'll see. You know, you say, I mean, listen, I agree with you about Kyrie. He's unstoppable.
Honestly, man,
he's unstoppable. He's probably the best finisher in the league.
His demeanor for the game, if y'all watch him, it's what the Knicks need in a star. I don't need a star that's just gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he has everything that you want. It's undeniable. He can score from any spot on the floor. He can do anything. It's just he has to be there. That's the scary part. He has to be there.
I understand
That's the scary part.
Yeah, this time it wasn't no main. It was no main knee injury. It's not. It was no main injury. It was a bolt that was screwed in that got infected, and he had to take it out. That was his only problem.
Okay.
He said he could have came back, but the screw was bothering him.
Okay.
The screw was bothering him. But like I said, John Wall's locked up. All these point guards are locked up, man.
Well,
all these point guards are locked up. And Kyrie, by the time Kyrie falls to us, he's reached his prime.
Yeah.
You want to play in prime.
Well, you know, I just think, you know, if I'm Scott Perry, you know, I'm looking. Yeah. Listen, there's nothing you can do about Kyrie now. Maybe at the deadline, if that's what you want. Look and see what you have, and see what these guys are gonna do.
He's doing. Like I said, he's doing the way he's grabbing up these long athletes that we have right now. This Mario Hezonja, that was such a good pickup, because he has the dog. He has the dog in him. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Yeah. You rocking? I don't know what just happened there. You know, Mark is an anomaly. I'm trying to tell you. Mark is an anomaly. Just, I don't know. Just all of a sudden, boom, I'm gonna let y'all go. That's Mark though. He's nothing but Knicks legend. That's who's Mark. You know what I mean? My thing, and then after this, we're gonna get on to Courtney Lee. My thing about Kyrie, I like Kyrie. I'm not gonna lie, I like Kyrie. I mean, where you gonna find a guard like Kyrie? You're not gonna find a guard like Kyrie. You know what I mean? But for the amount of money that you're gonna have to pay him, and with his knees, because even if the issue was that he had an infection in the bolt in his knee, he still had an infection in the bolt in his knee, which means it could happen again. You know what I mean? I'm not denying his ability, and that you need a guy like Kyrie. But I don't know. You got to look at it carefully. You know what I mean? James, what's popping, man? This the last call before we get to Courtney Lee.
Oh man, yo, it was good, yo. As I said before, I'm Guillermo on the chat room, so I know my name looks different, but
who are you in the chat room?
Guillermo K.
Oh, okay, cool. What's popping with you, man?
I'm so happy. My bad. I'm so happy we got Mario Hezonja, man. Like this, like I said, man, this is like such a big pickup, man. And I'm just happy that Fizdale's acquiring good talent. Like, you're not putting all that pressure on Knox to come in and be like the Jason Tatum and give you 20 buckets a night and all that other BS, man. Like, I'm so happy about this guy that, one, look, you're buying him on the cheap. This is a guy that he was on a terrible organization. His last year when he was actually starting, he looked great. He can shoot well. He can dribble. I was trying to say on the last like 2 streams ago, I was thinking the perfect person that would be a great free agent pickup for this team would have been Avery Bradley. And here's why I say so, right? So Avery Bradley, when he was on the Celtics, when he came in, when he wasn't supposed to be necessarily this offensive player, he came and he played great defense. And that kind of infectious attitude kind of spread out the team. You had him, you had Marcus Smart. Don't get me wrong, they have a good organization, but when you have those type of players that they play that selfless kind of style, it touches everybody. Like, you're not the guy trying to look for the points so you get a big contract, next turnaround. And then when he got to the Pistons, I felt like that thing kind of went away from him, right? You have this big contract. You kind of have to like validate it by being the scorer, whatever, right? And now he's with the Clippers. Clippers didn't have a good season. So I think if he comes to a team where it's like, hey, you can be a leader and we don't need you to come in and, play 40 minutes, score 20 points. We just need you to get these young guys to look up to a guy like, look, if he's doing it, I got to do it. And this is a new culture. Screw all that BS. And you also need a guy to come in who's not, he's not trying to be. He knows that Kevin Knox, he knows that KP are the futures of this team. And one thing I gotta say about the KP thing, we gotta stop riding this dude. Let's be honest. The dude hasn't done anything in the league. I like KP's talent, but we sweat this, not saying you or whatever, but we're praising this guy like he's like the next savior. He hasn't done shit for us. So all this stuff about making him seem like we have to appease his brother and all that bullshit, like I don't really give a shit. Like, look, if the kid comes back and he can play, he can play. If he can't come back or whatever, let's look to trade him. Let's look to move him. Let's not act like this guy's a godsend. And last thing to the call that call before about Kyrie Irving, I love Kyrie Irving. I think he's one of the best natural point guards. Not to say natural, but he's one of the best point guards in the game. Like, his talent is, I think, second to none in terms of like an all-around really good point guard. But like I said, your knees are gold, man. Like, if you don't have good knees, like, look, 2011, everybody was writing Derrick Rose like this is the next coming of the greatness. A few years later on, and this guy's people are laughing at him, which is not good. It's not cool to be laughing at a guy who plays hard, but his body gave up on him. So for us to be sitting there and saying what we should be doing in 2019 when it hasn't come yet, like let's see where we're at. Because if Fizdale could come in and install a game where, look, the offense is kind of going through our 3 and our 4s, Tim Hardaway Jr. going through Kevin Knox, and Franklin Ntilikina is more of a facilitator. And if that works, and all we need is just that one more piece, and it doesn't have to be a point guard, then we don't need Kyrie Irving. As much as I like him, you don't have to overpay. Like, that's how we screwed up with the Melo thing. We had a team that Donnie Walsh built up. I don't care what no one says. That team that you had Wilson Chandler, you had Gallinari finally driving to the basket. You had that beautiful pick and roll with Amari Stoudemire and Felton, who was averaging 18 and 6, I think 17 and 6, and was second in line to be an all-star if it wasn't for Rajon Rondo's ridiculous first half. We had a good nucleus, and we destroyed that. What did Melo bring us? So if we have a synergy between the GM, the coach, and the players, and next year we get, say, 35, 40 wins and maybe in a playoff berth, and we have guys buying into a system, we don't have to overpay. Let's be smart for once. Let's, as an organization, let's try to be smart. I understand with Donnie Walsh, that was more so the owner, but let's chill up on the Kyrie Irving and buying into all these guys. Because one thing, and this is my last point, say for instance, all these guys are going out to the West, right? And I know it's hard to fathom. Imagine all these guys are going out to the West, right? LeBron is out there now, blah, blah, blah. Paul George is stupidly signed with OKC. And say the Celtics win. That destroys the whole paradigm of overpaying for players and trying to build all these super teams. And they're going to look at the Celtics like, oh, crap, you got a good coach, you got a good organization. Let's go back to the old ways of drafting and have an organic strategy to build our teams up. If that happens, I mean, it's rare because the West is so stacked. But if it happens, you're going to see a lot of selling off from the West because all that buying up and getting all these players and super teams is a little bit too much. So, I mean, that's my
okay.
Thank you for taking my call.
Good call, man.
I'll stay on the line.
Appreciate it. Peace. Yeah. Well, with Kyrie, man, look, I want to be patient. That's it. I just want to be patient. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have moving forward. And then when we get in 2019, we hit that free agency, make decisions based on what we have. Of course, if something transformative comes along, then you've got to jump on it. I mean, that's part of being a GM. But, I don't want to just say this is the guy that we're going to get. Let's see what we look like. I think we got to see what we look like. We're going to move on and talk about Courtney Lee. Before we talk about Courtney Lee, the Knicks signed Luke Kornet, 1 year, $1.6 million. The Knicks also signed Mario Hezonja, 1 year, $6.5 million. Okay, so just keep that there. This is Mario Hezonja, 6'8" forward, 218 pounds, born in Croatia. Drafted 2015 in the first round by the Orlando Magic last year. Averaged 9.6 points per game, 1.4 assists, 3.7 rebounds per game. Yeah. And the Knicks still have some moves to do. Still have some moves to make. And just before we get to Courtney Lee, let me throw a couple shout outs out there. Mighty Knicks, big shout out for the super chat, says check out Devin Robinson in our G League. I'll definitely check him out. We'll bring him to you. Armando Chico said Knicks sleeper line. Thank you for the super chat. He said Dotson, Cantor, Cornette, Hardaway, Knox. They're scrappers. With Fizz, they're long road, but these are they're sleepers. I hope so. I mean, they're all talented players that hopefully Fizz can bring something out of them. And then Armando Chico, you say, thank you for the super chat again. You say Kyrie is more of a 2, and there's a star coming out of this group of kids, so don't sleep. All right. It might be. We got a lot of talent. So, we'll see if we get a star come out of them. We might. But let's talk about Courtney Lee. Of course, news came out that Courtney Lee is on a trading block, which makes sense. He's going to be on a trading block. You know what I mean? He doesn't fit in with what we're doing right now. I love Courtney Lee. I think Courtney Lee brought what he could to the team. There were times last year when I felt like he was, just kind of going through the motions out there. And I know that, he had some things happen with his family and some things throughout the season. But I think that Courtney Lee deserves to play for a team that's at least contending for the playoffs. You know what I mean? At the very least contending for the playoffs. He's been a good player. He's been a trooper. He does badmouth the team or badmouth management or didn't badmouth the coach. He came in, he did what he had to do. But I think it's just time for us to part ways. Nothing wrong, nothing bad, nothing he did wrong. It is just time for Courtney Lee to move on. We can get something for it. I think we do it, and I think he knows it. There's probably been conversations that he's already had with the New York Knicks about his tenure here in New York, right? And you can see from Jesus Rodriguez, shooting guard, Courtney Lee is telling those close to him that he expects to be traded. Hasn't been told when or where, but he is under the impression he will not be a Knick by the start of next season. And that he probably will not be a Knick by the end of next season. We've got to clean up the guard glut. I'm sorry, I said by the start of next season, he probably won't be on the team. Now, the thing is, we've got players, we've signed players, we got a lot of players under contract already. So if you trade Courtney Lee, you're gonna have to probably try to get draft picks for him, right? Get draft picks for him. If someone has enough space to eat his contract, his contract's not bad, about $12 million a year. His contract isn't bad. Someone has enough space to eat his contract. We get draft picks. That would work out perfect for us. So then that way it opens up space. It opens up a roster spot. If you can get something for him, if you can get another young player, then maybe you do that, and then you see what you're gonna do with everyone else. You know what I mean? Armando Chico, thank you for the super chat. You say Lee is a mercy trade because he wants to stay. You think he wants? I mean, I think the last thing that I heard from Courtney Lee is that he said he's gonna play wherever he goes. He's going to play. He really doesn't care where he goes. He's going to play. He's going to give 100%. He's going to be a professional. Does he want to stay in New York? Maybe, I don't know. But I just don't think that it just doesn't make sense for either. It doesn't make sense for us. It doesn't make sense for Courtney Lee. It just doesn't make sense that he comes back to, that he plays this year. Maybe find a way to get him to LA. I don't know what, their whole roster construction looks like, but maybe he'll fit in LA. They have some money, they have some space. Maybe they can use a Courtney Lee on the squad. Maybe Philadelphia. Philadelphia is probably not going to really make any moves until they find out. Look, they know that they're not getting LeBron. They know they're not getting Paul George. The last step is Kawhi. Are they going to, and I'm sure they're trying. They're probably really going to try to put a lot into getting Kawhi Leonard. I haven't been able to see any updates right now, but I'm pretty sure they're really looking to do something with Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? I think I read that the Spurs want like they want 2 picks and 2 players for Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? Do the Celtics have it? Do the 76ers have it, and will they do it? They probably have it. They've been collecting assets. Will they do it? Right now, they probably feel a little bit of angst, right? Because they didn't get LeBron, of course. No Paul George. Kawhi is that next guy. So the Philadelphia 76ers probably won't make any moves until they see what happens with Kawhi Leonard, and then we'll see what happens with JJ Redick and everything else. So I'd be patient with this trade, because we've got to let some things shake loose, right? Lee is the kind of a player that you don't go get right now. If you're a team that's looking to you expect to be in the playoffs, you don't go get him right now, because you're seeing what's happened. You've seen what happened with Paul George, LeBron James. Now you want to see what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard. You see what shakes loose, because some of these teams may have to move players, waive players, or do whatever, not tender offers and things like that to make room for these players, to make room for trades and all kinds of stuff. So maybe you see what shakes loose first. So, the Knicks, they should be patient with Courtney Lee. Be patient. See what shakes loose. See what happens, in the fallout of these big free agent signings and, possible trades and things like that. And then see what's there, where you can get a piece and get a part of it. You know what I mean? Where you can get a piece, where you can get a part of it. But Courtney Lee, I think definitely is going to be, he won't be a Knick. And I see Armando, you say he wants to win here and be here. I respect that, but I just don't think he's going to be here. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be in New York by the time the season begins. One last question before I get on up out of here. Looking at the East now, where do the Knicks stand this year, next year? Looking at, Cleveland is done. They're gone. As far as I'm concerned, I do not think they'll make the playoffs. Boston is Boston. Kyrie's coming back. Boston is definitely going to be the favorites to come out of the East. You got teams like Indiana, Miami that are going to be strong. The Wizards should be strong. Now, where do the Knicks stand in this pantheon, whatever the word is, of teams? We probably won't know. We won't know. We're not going to know right now. I think some people probably believe that we can make the playoffs, maybe that 8th seed. I wouldn't mind it. Look, I know there's going to be people that want the Knicks to tank, want the Knicks to be in the draft next year. I'm not one of them. I want the Knicks to contend. for a playoff spot. But I want them to do it by sticking to their guns. Contend for a playoff spot. Fight for a playoff spot. Try to make the playoffs. But do it with the kids. Do it with the kids. Stay with the kids. Fight with the kids. Play with the kids. Don't sell out. Because at the midpoint of the season, you're a 500 team. You're in the 8th, 7th, or 8th spot. You're like, well, we want to make this push. Let's go make some trades to get us some vet that pushes us. No, don't sell out. Take what happens. Whatever happens, happens. But do it with the kids. Stay with the kids. Fight with the kids. Win or lose with the kids. You know what I mean? That's where they've got to go with it. That's what they got to do. Fight for the playoffs. Try to get in the playoffs, but do it with the young guys and don't sell out. The Fizz kids, right, Famous? The Fizz kids. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just don't sell out. Don't sell out. Stay with the plan because we're on the right track. You know what I mean? Edward Hunter, right? The goal has to be the playoffs. Always, I think always, because if you're playing, if you tell your players that you're just playing to play, then where's the sense of where are they really gonna want to go out and fight? You got to have some goals. If you reach it, you reach it. You don't, you don't. You figure out what you got to do to reach it later on. You got to have some goals. You got to have some goals. Fight for the playoffs. Try to get in the playoffs, but do it with your young guys on the floor, not by throwing veterans out there on the floor. You know what I mean? Not by throwing veterans out there. Exactly, Ruben Santiago. Exactly. Don't sell the process for a spur of the moment. Trying to get into the playoffs to feel good. You know what I mean? Play with your young guys. If you get into the playoffs, that's even better. But looking at the East right now, all the power shifting or has shifted, continues to shift. Let's say that to the West. Things are open in the East. Things are open where in the next year or two, the Knicks could be stomping with, Boston, the Sixers, them guys. The Knicks can be stomping with them in the next year or two. You know what I mean? They could be stomping. They could be stomping with them. Again, let me remind you, July 8th, 10:30 p.m., Tommy D. Tommy D is going to be on the show. So please be here. Join us. Talk with Tommy D and myself. We're going to talk about free agency. We're going to talk about the state of the Knicks, where we should go moving forward. We'll probably get a chance to talk a little bit about Summer League as well. Speaking of Summer League schedule. Saturday, July 7th at 2:30 p.m. That's next Saturday. It's right here. It's coming. It's around the corner, y'all. It's around the corner. We're going to get to see these young guys ball out. Sunday, July 8th, 6 p.m. And then right after Summer League, well, not right after, a couple hours after Summer League, we'll be on. 10:30, we'll be on the show. And then Tuesday, July 10th, 5:30 p.m. on ESPN2. So Saturday, July 7th versus Atlanta is on ESPN. Sunday, July 8th versus Utah is at 6 p.m. It's on NBA TV. And then Tuesday, July 10th at 5:30 p.m. versus the Lakers is on ESPN2. Right, and then, of course, Sunday, July 8th, I'll be on at 10:30 with special guest Tommy D. But, of course, before we get to Sunday, I'll be on Tuesday and I'll be on Thursday as usual, right here from the studio. As usual. But we've been on for a good 2 hours and 20 minutes, almost 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? It's been a good show. Exciting show. New York Knicks, free agency. Mario Hezonja, Luke Cornett. We still got some moves to make. It's been a great show. You guys make the show great. You know what I mean? You guys make the show great. But I'm logging off. I'm logging off right now. If anything happens, I'll be sure to jump on. Not tonight, but if anything happens tomorrow, anything crazy happens tomorrow, with including the New York Knicks, I'll definitely jump on. You know what I'm saying? Definitely jump on. Great show. Glad you guys showed up for it. We still got a lot to talk about in the next coming weeks. A lot to talk about. You know what I mean? Oh, one more thing before I go. I didn't get a chance to bring this up. And I know you guys probably already seen it. But Frank is my man. So I'm always got it. Whenever I can, I'm going to shout my man Frank out. Here's our boy working on the handles, man. That's Frank. Working on his game, doing what he does. No, Frank is looking good. I'm so excited about Frank. I can't wait till Summer League. Really can't wait till Summer League to see what this kid, see where he's going with it. You know what I mean? See what he looks like at Summer League. You know, he's looking smooth out there. Go left, go right. He's knocking down the three. He's looking stronger. He's looking faster. You know, shout out to Frank Ntilikina. You know what I mean? Shout out to Frank. Keep doing your thing, Frank. And, Frank, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the show on Frank doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Frank Ntilikina. Big shout out to the Knicks. Big shout out to you all for being on here with us. Yeah, Summer League right around the corner. Mario Hezonja, Luke Cornett. Let's go. New York Knicks in the building in 2018, 2019. Peace to the chat. And I'm out, y'all. If you enjoyed this live stream, please subscribe below. Hit the notification button. Ring the bell, that is. Get a notification anytime that I'm live. Check me every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 10:30 p.m. as we cover free agency, we cover Summer League, we're going to cover training camp, and of course, we're going to cover the regular season. Peace. Have a good week. I'll see you Tuesday night, 10:30.